Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? This self-entitled woman, Evelyn Harper, tried to shake me down for $40,000 just to move into my own damn house. When I told her to shove her ridiculous demands, she lost her mind and called in her goons to kick me off my property. Huge mistake. I've spent 30 years dealing with bullies who think they're above the law. When her backup showed up, ready to arrest me for trespassing, I reached for my wallet with a cool smile. What happened next? Their smug faces dropped like stones in the lake. I'm Detective James Callahan, a retired state police veteran with 3 decades of chasing criminals. I thought I'd earned a peaceful retirement by the tranquil shores of Silver Lake. I'd bought a gorgeous lakefront home, a 2-story colonial with a wide porch, private dock, and ancient maples shading the yard. After years of facing the worst of humanity, I figured this was my slice of heaven. The paperwork was airtight, paid in cash, permits all in order. What could go wrong? Moving day arrived, and I was directing movers when Evelyn Harper stormed across my lawn like she owned the whole town. Picture this: sleek blonde hair at 8 a.m., not a strand out of place, in a designer suit that cost more than most folks rent. She clutched a clipboard like it was a weapon, radiating arrogance bigger than the lake itself. "Stop," she screeched, loud enough to wake the next county. "Who authorized this move-in?" "I'm Evelyn Harper, Silver Lake HOA president for 15 years, she declared, her voice dripping with the confidence of someone who's never been told no. I stayed calm, guiding the movers. "Ma'am, I'm James Callahan. I legally bought this house last month. Everything's in order." But Evelyn wasn't having it. "Impossible," she roared, flailing her arms like a mad conductor. "Nobody moves into my community without my approval. This is my kingdom." She gestured at the lake like she'd carved it herself. I noticed neighbors peeking from windows, too scared to approach. That was my first clue something was off, but I was still thinking like a retiree, not a detective. She shoved a document at me, complete with HOA letterhead and a tacky gold seal. "These fees are non-negotiable," she snapped. "No payment, no move-in. Period." My trained eye spotted the flaws instantly. Fake notarization, no county stamps, and jargon that didn't match any legit HOA rules. The fees? Pure insanity. $18,000 for elite lake access, $12,000 for a compliance bond, $8,000 for security services, and $2,000 for Harper processing. Total, $40,000, due now. I handed back her scam. "Mrs. Harper, these fees aren't in any bylaws I reviewed." Her mask slipped, her voice hitting a shrill pitch. "I don't care about old paperwork. I built this place. I decide who belongs." Now I saw it, a power-drunk tyrant used to bullying everyone into submission. "Mrs. Harper," I said evenly, "these fees look like theft to me." Her face turned beet red, like I'd slapped her. "Theft? Do you know who my husband is?" Here it came. "Let me guess," I said. "Someone important?" She leaned in, her perfume sharp. "Sheriff Thomas Harper, 20 years in law enforcement. He runs this county, and I run this community. Cross me, and you'll see real power." There it was, a corrupt operation backed by a badge. Evelyn gave me until sunset to pay or face eviction. I met her gaze. "Mrs. Harper, I own this house. I'm moving in today, with or without your permission." Her smile was pure poison. "We'll see," she hissed, dialing her phone. "Thomas, we've got a problem. Get here now." The harassment started the next morning. My truck's tires were slashed deep, intentional cuts. A note under the wiper read, "Last warning. Pay or leave," on fancy stationery that screamed Evelyn. By noon, a city inspector showed up, muttering about unpermitted dock changes. I showed him my valid permits, and he left, grumbling about mixed signals. That evening, 3 absurd noise complaints hit. One for soft jazz, another for using a screwdriver, and a third for party noise while I read alone on my porch. The officers looked embarrassed, but orders from above forced their hands. This was textbook psychological warfare, meant to break me. I tested the neighborhood's pulse, approaching an elderly woman tending her roses. She jumped like I'd fired a shot, stammering, "I can't talk," before fleeing inside. Others reacted the same fear-ruled Silver Lake. At the mailbox, I overheard Evelyn on her phone, extorting a landscaper. $500 keeps your business safe, Mr. Rivera. Problems happen otherwise. This wasn't just bullying. It was a full-blown racket. That night, Sheriff Thomas Harper arrived, 6 feet 3 inches of muscle, hand on his gun, crowding my doorway. "Mr. Callahan, you've been harassing my wife," he growled. I held firm. "Sheriff, I refuse to pay $40,000 in fake fees. That's not harassment. That's standing up to theft." He leaned closer. "This is a peaceful community. Disrupt it, and life gets tough." The threat was clear, but I didn't flinch. Saturday morning, I pulled up with my last boxes to find Evelyn blocking my driveway with 8 nervous supporters. "You can't move in," she screamed. I kept unloading, calm as ever. "This is my house, legally bought." The crowd grew, phones recording. Evelyn's rant escalated. "I built this community. I make the rules." Her composure shattered, revealing a tyrant unhinged. She called Thomas, shrieking, "He's trespassing. Arrest him." Sirens blared as Thomas arrived with 2 patrol cars, lights flashing. "Mr. Callahan, you can't occupy this house without paying HOA fees," he barked. The crowd held its breath. I smiled. "Sheriff, send your deputies back. This might get embarrassing." He scoffed. "Show me your ID." Time slowed as I pulled out my wallet, savoring the drama. I handed my ID to Deputy Clark, the youngest officer, knowing his reaction would hit hard. His face went white, hands trembling. "Sheriff, you need to see this," he stammered. Thomas grabbed it, and his confidence melted. The card read, "State Police, Criminal Investigation Division, Detective James Callahan, badge number 7742, 30 years service." The crowd gasped. Evelyn shrieked, "You're a cop? That's not fair." I addressed the neighbors. "I came to retire, but I saw corruption. I couldn't ignore it." Mrs. Ellis, the rose gardener, spoke up. "Thank you, Detective. She stole thousands from us." Others chimed in, $8,000 for landscaping, $500 for a wheelchair ramp. Evelyn's meltdown hit a fever pitch. "This is my kingdom. I rule here." I shut her down. "Lakes aren't owned. You're a criminal stealing from neighbors." The aftermath was electric. News vans swarmed as residents shared stories of Evelyn's extortion, $300 monthly from Mrs. Ellis's medication budget, $2,000 from a landscaper's business. Evidence piled up: cash-only payments, secret recordings, a problem residents list. Thomas and Evelyn were arrested, facing 12 and 8 years for racketeering and theft. Silver Lake elected a new HOA, led by Mrs. Ellis, with transparent finances. Restitution from the Harper's assets rebuilt lives. My badge reveal went viral, sparking HOA probes in 12 states and new federal laws. I got a service award, but the real heroes were the neighbors who found their courage. Now, I sip coffee on my dock, but a call from Phoenix warns of another corrupt HOA targeting veterans. As kids play and neighbors laugh without fear, I know the fight's not over. A black sedan watches from across the lake. The real power brokers behind these schemes don't like losing, and they're coming for me. Justice hit hard, but the war's just begun. What's next?